Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you would be fine. This is Miss Sidra Kashif from MSK Linguistics Center, founder and director plus EFL and IELTS instructor. It's my honor to have a very special guest, Romina Palenzona. Originally, she is from Argentina, but she lives in Canada. She is a CELPIP certified instructor. CELPIP stands for Canadian English Language Proficiency Index Program. Moreover, she is also English teacher trainer and educator of English. So as per her expertise, we are going to discuss about really relevant topic, helping the students to helping the students to find their voices, teaching with cultural empathy, real communication to task preparation. If you are EFL, ESL, or IELTS trainer, indeed, this live podcast is going to be really fruitful to all of you. Or if you are a learner, so let's be connected to enhance your confidence and your knowledge related this topic. So let's get connected till the end. Hello, ma'am. Warm welcome to you.
Hello. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me today.
Likewise, ma'am. It's my pleasure to have you relevant your expertise. We are going to discuss about the topic.
Yes,
So, ma'am, could you please introduce yourself to our audience as the introduction which I have given? I think it's not quite sufficient. You could elaborate it very well.
okay. Thank you. Thank you. I'm Romina. Thank you for having me once more time. I'm an English language teacher and I've been teaching English for more than 20 years.
Hmm.
And I've been teaching in different contexts and also different countries and different levels from pre-K to university level. And right now I'm focusing on international exams preparation and also training teachers
Hmm.
from all over the world. That's something that I became very passionate about.
That sounds great. Okay, ma'am. So I have designed few questions as per the topic. If you allow me, shall I ask you?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Okay, so first question is all about which practices should be applied to let students find their voices despite of having cultural diversity, to have various backgrounds.
Hmm. Okay, that is a very interesting question. And I believe that one of the most powerful practices is creating a safe and judgment free environment. Students from different backgrounds, they often feel afraid of making mistakes
Hmm.
or not sounding native. But
Yeah.
to help them find their voice, I usually focus on three things.
Hmm.
And the first one is the cultural validation
Yeah.
and acknowledging where they come from and how their culture shapes their communication style. For example, I had a student who was very direct when speaking, and which in their culture was a sign of honesty.
Hmm.
Okay? But instead of correcting that immediately, we worked on how to keep their authenticity while adapting tone for different contexts. The second is the personal expression tasks. I love this one. And it is could be short storytelling, could be real experiences, could be opinions, could be micro moments from their lives. And I also remember that in one of my classes, I asked students to talk about a small daily habit instead of a big or complicated topic for the international exams. And one student said, I never thought that my routine mattered. So that's when confidence started to grow. And then the third one is flexible feedback. Sometimes that could become a challenge for teachers. But instead of correcting absolutely everything, I try to highlight what they communicate well and then guide them toward clarity.
Hmm.
Okay, it's not that I'm gonna skip the mistakes, but I wouldn't focus on the mistakes. Instead,
Hmm.
I would focus on what they are doing well.
That's great. Because their confidence matters. Just we have to let them to take initiative. After taking initiative, to let them to build confidence. After that, after sometimes, after some days, we can point out gradually.
Yes,
Otherwise, they could learn by their mistakes. We have to let
exactly.
them to do mistakes.
Hmm. That's absolutely true. And this is, I would like to close this answer by saying that when students feel seen culturally,
Yeah.
their real voice appears.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. We have to take care about the sensitivity as well, relevant to culture, because
Yes,
they belong to different cultures,
yes,
and they do have numerous of the languages which they speak, and also they do have accent challenges plus pronunciation as well. To focus these all points, we have to train them.
yes, yes. We have to train them.
Yeah. So, ma'am, let's move towards another question. It's all about just balancing between task preparation and real communication skills. How
Hmm.
to balance between these,
Hmm.
focusing on personal or cultural sensitivity.
Okay. Again, a very interesting topic. And in my experience, test preparation and real life communication don't have to be opposites. The key is showing students that test skills come from real human communication skills. For example, CELPIP has many tasks based on everyday Canadian communication, leaving a voicemail, describing a situation, giving advice, expressing concern. So I use the test as a bridge. Teach the format? Yes, of course. But then I connect it to authentic situations. For example, again, talking about CELPIP, how Canadians express politeness, empathy, disagreement, or even boundaries. When students understand the cultural side, their test performance becomes more natural. So we prepare for the test, yes, but we also train them for life and for real life communication, not just the test, real life communication as well. I believe Sidra is having some technical issues. Are you back?
Yes, I am here, ma'am.
Okay.
Sorry, my cell phone was hang.
Okay.
That's why I was muted. I was just trying to unmute. It was hung. Okay, so absolutely right. I am agree with all these points, and to balance between task preparation and real communication, there is a specific material for that. If we talk about real communication skills, so it's all about the scenario or greetings or the things students experience. It's all about that. If we talk about task preparation, so there is particular material as per listening, reading, writing, and speaking. It's uh, mostly it's academic material
Mm-hmm.
for all four modules. To specify that, to make a difference between them, to take balance,
Mm-hmm.
so teachers have to follow particularly for the real communication skills and task preparation. They
Yes.
could design number of activities, as you know that now we are living in advanced world,
Mm-hmm.
so we do have numerous of the resources through internet, and also there are various books available for that. We could
Yes.
take help by AI as well, but we don't have to rely on it totally. If we get any information by AI, so we have to use our mind as well to
Exactly.
research about it more, whether it's correct or wrong. Accordingly, we have to prepare them
Yes.
according to the.
Yes. Yes. It's, I mean, you are teaching the format, but as teachers, I truly believe that it is our job to
Hmm,
connect some of the tasks to real life communication, to authentic situations. And also, we have access to plenty of material online,
hmm,
podcasts, videos, short audios, for example,
yeah,
reading material from newspaper
hmm,
articles. This is authentic material. I would
hmm,
rather use authentic material than academic material, especially if we are talking about CELPIP. Perhaps
hmm.
if we are talking about IELTS, IELTS is a little bit more academic.
Yeah,
So,
it is.
but anyways, we need to connect that to authentic situations because we are also preparing students for life. So they need to use that for real life communication. That's, I believe,
Yeah.
relevant.
If we talk about IELTS, so when we compare it to real communication, it's totally changed, because in real communication skills, we don't follow grammar. Students do number of mistakes, but if we talk about IELTS, so it's mandatory to get to know about grammatical structures, tenses, active voice, passive
Mhm.
voice. Each and
Yes.
everything is concerned. Along with that, other strategies as well: lexical resources, coherence, plus grammatical range, accuracy, punctuation. Each and everything is focused. So I would like to say there is a huge difference between IELTS and real world communication.
Hmm.
And people believe that if we are good at vocabulary, we would pass IELTS exam very well. They uh, just try to have numerous of the vocabulary synonyms, and they face difficulties because they don't know other strategies. For
Hmm.
that, they have to take proper grammar classes, or they have to practice for grammatical practical structures and strategies to pass IELTS exam.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's true. However, I believe that if we compare IELTS to CELPIP,
Hmm.
um, it is not that you don't have to pay attention to some complex grammar structures or punctuation, or the way you communicate things. But
Hmm.
CELPIP is an exam designed
Hmm.
based on real life communication skills. It is not
Okay.
that academic.
Hmm.
That's why I believe perhaps it's easier to prepare students for CELPIP and to create a bridge
Hmm.
between the exam itself and real life communication.
Absolutely right. That's great. Okay, ma'am. Let's move towards another question.
Let's.
How could students process? How could students process to be assessed technically? How could they be assessed technically?
Hmm. When we're talking about students' progress, I like to use a combination of technical assessment, but
Hmm.
also human interpretation. And this is what you've mentioned a couple of minutes ago.
Hmm.
The technical tools that we have, rubrics, okay? Checklists for clarity, vocabulary, organization, tone. Uh, I would also include recorded tasks to compare progress over time. Okay, we could
Hmm.
have one task at the very beginning of the preparation course and perhaps one on our eighth class. And I like to compare both tasks or the
Hmm.
result of them with students. But then, human tools. And I believe this is as relevant as having rubrics, for example. What do I
Hmm.
observe as a teacher or as an expert? I observe confidence,
Hmm.
consistency of ideas, then the ability to adapt messages culturally, and listening also to the students' own self awareness. I like to discuss that with my students and ask them, do you see any progress? And
Hmm.
after I discuss that, then of course, I will be giving feedback based on rubrics. And I always tell teachers progress is not only numbers, it is
Hmm.
also comfort, clarity, and confidence. So, comfort, clarity, and confidence. You don't see that in numbers, okay? But
Absolutely.
you measure, you assess the progress over time.
Hmm. To assess them daily after delivering the lecture, after every topic, if teachers assess them technically to give feedback on daily basis,
Mm-hmm,
so that is remarkable. As I couldn't agree more, as you mentioned that progress is not assessed by numbers or ranking or position, but it is judged by their achievements, their progress on daily basis
mm-hmm,
to give
mm-hmm.
them feedback and prepare them accordingly.
Yes, yes, that's true.
Okay, ma'am, what would you like to say about CELPIP being a qualified instructor in this field? All over, what would you like to say? What is
About
CELPIP? What
CELPIP
is the
test,
criteria? Hmm.
CELPIP test is mainly taken by students who want to immigrate to Canada and now Australia. Um, what I love about CELPIP, and I have already mentioned this, it is that it is an exam that is structured based on real life communication. It is not that academic. So there's a group of students who feel more confident taking IELTS for immigration purposes. That's okay.
Hmm.
But there's a huge number who are now preferring to take CELPIP exam, especially if
Hmm.
they have already lived or if they are living in Canada. Because
Hmm.
CELPIP has a lot of cultural aspects that you need to
Hmm.
consider when you are taking it. So if you are actually living in Canada, CELPIP becomes easier because
Hmm.
you're listening to, for example, voicemails, or you will need to leave a voicemail or to make a phone call to your landlord. And most of us who have lived or who are actually living in Canada, that's something that we have eventually done or did in the past. We'll have to do. So that's why I think it's in a way easier for those who have had the Canadian experience or living abroad, perhaps.
Okay, so ma'am, what would you like to say about the people who prepare for CELPIP? So is it useful for them if they are not resident of Canada? How is it useful for them?
Because I believe CELPIP teaches real, not teaches, but while you are getting the preparation for CELPIP, it's
Hmm.
based on real life communication.
Hmm.
And I think that um,
I think it is demanded for the people who aspire to live in Canada
Canada
for
or
immigration
Australia,
purpose. Is it?
Canada and also Australia now. It is also
All.
accepted in Australia. If you want to move to Australia, you can actually take CELPIP.
Hmm. So is
Um,
it
mhm,
mandatory? It would be definitely.
mhm. Sorry?
Is it mandatory? CELPIP? Is it mandatory if you want to just apply for immigration and you are not resident of Canada?
Oh, you have other options. You also have the IELTS test, you have the Pearson test. So you have
Hmm.
mainly three options for Canada. But
Oh,
then
okay.
I would usually advise my students whenever they come to me and they tell me a little bit about their situation and what their
Hmm.
goal is. Um, if they are living in Canada, I would definitely go for CELPIP.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Let's move to another discussion. It's all about how to develop and enhance confidence in students for overwhelming result in a certain time duration.
In a certain time duration.
Hmm.
Okay. Confidence grows when students experience small wins.
Hmm.
Okay. And if we want to build confidence fast, I would focus on micro tasks. I have already mentioned them before, which are very short speaking moments where students feel success.
Hmm.
Also, repetition but with variation. The same
Hmm.
structure could be the same structure, but then different topics. So
Hmm.
fluency develops naturally. Okay, I would focus on the same structure but different
Absolutely.
topics.
Hmm.
Then, cultural coaching. What is cultural coaching? Explaining why certain expressions or tones work better depending on the context. And finally, emotional reassurance,
Hmm.
reminding them that perfection is not the goal, clarity is. And when students understand how to communicate and why it works, confidence explodes, even in a
Hmm.
short time.
Right.
Mhm.
I am agree
Even
with that.
in short time. Yes, because I believe that students need to understand the how and why.
Hmm.
It could be through different tasks, it could be through the input they receive as well. When they
Hmm.
do understand that, confidence explodes. I can guarantee that, and even in a short time.
Definitely. Okay, ma'am, you have elaborated it very well. I have asked you numerous of the questions, and I hope our audience would also be satisfied with these answers. Being an expert in this field, especially in CELPIP, so you have told them insight strategies, also challenges we discussed, and about overcoming them. I hope that it would be really fruitful for our viewers, if especially they are EFL, ESL, or IELTS trainer, or if they are learners. Indeed, it would be really useful for them to get knowledge, or to enhance their confidence, and they would just know about CELPIP, that what it is actually. It's been a very good time with you. Would you please give them any message to the teachers and learners?
Of course, absolutely. Um, my final suggestion is quite simple. My final suggestions to teachers: teach your students to communicate, not to just perform.
Hmm.
Because I firmly believe that language becomes powerful when students feel free to express who they are, their
Yeah.
stories, their identity, their culture. And as teachers, our job is to guide them with empathy, cultural
Hmm.
awareness, and practical strategies, of course. We don't have to forget about the strategies. But
Hmm.
when we combine test preparation with real life communication, students
Hmm.
don't just pass the exam, but the band they want to get, but they transform their lives.
Yeah.
And
They shape their lives, and they are responsible for every single action as they
yes,
prepare them. If we talk about the strategies, material, the ways they deliver the lectures or the feedback or assessment, each and everything is concerned. The
mhm,
teacher is responsible for every kind, and I would like to add here patience as well. The
of
good
course,
teacher should be a patient, to have a lot of patience, to be calm, to just handle everything technically.
yes. Um, but then I would also like to add that as a CELPIP instructor or English language teacher or teacher trainer, I work
Hmm.
exactly And I try to incorporate this balance. Strategic preparation, yes, that's important. Practical
Hmm.
communication, cultural fluency, and finally, and this is my favorite, student empowerment.
Hmm.
Students shouldn't be the same as the first day we met, that perhaps they were not so confident. They wanted to sound like native speakers, which is okay, or they wanted to deliver a perfect message. Shouldn't be the same as the student who is about to take the exam, or
Hmm.
I don't know, who is getting the preparation for an interview, or who wants to improve their English for business meetings. Shouldn't be the same. Okay. And finally, my
Right.
message to students, if we have any
Hmm.
students in the audience, would be that your voice matters.
Yeah.
Use English to share your story, not to hide it. Because again, your voice matters.
Hmm. You are
And
right.
if
So
a student's,
they have to
uh-huh,
they have to take balance between formal and informal as well.
they have to take, sorry?
Balance between formal English and informal English as well.
Oh,
Formal, informal.
of course,
As you
they
mentioned,
should.
business English, no? Yeah,
Business English. I'm
that
also
is.
teaching business English,
Hmm.
where it is, of course, a more formal and perhaps sometimes technical English. But again, you have
Yeah,
to connect that to real life English, not
yeah.
just the vocabulary for a business meeting. No, let's actually have a role play where I'm the manager and you are attending a meeting. How would you interact? Again, real life communication. And finally, I would like to close this idea by saying that if students learn to express who they are,
Hmm.
not just what they know, we've
Yeah.
already done as teachers a meaningful
Hmm.
work. Who they are, not just what they know.
Hmm.
Then
I
our
truly
work
believe.
becomes meaningful.
Fantastic. It's really appreciable the insights you have shared with us. It's our pleasure to have you for this relevant topic. Really, thanks for your time, ma'am. If there are any other expertise or services, if you want to showcase right now, you may.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for having me today. This was an enriching conversation for sure. And if
It's my
you would like to explore this approach further, you can find my work at Romina ELT. That's my Instagram. Okay, it's
hmm,
Romina ELT. And I focus on confidence building, cultural fluency, and exam preparation, but with purpose. I focus on those um, things. Okay, so you can visit me at Romina ELT, and I'll be really happy to connect.
Okay, ma'am. Once again, really thanks, and it's our honor to have you. Really thanks for your precious time.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hmm. Okay, wish you all the best, and I hope to have you again in future for any other topic if we design.
Absolutely, for sure.
Thank you
Absolutely.
so much. I would like to have you. We would plan something, then we would discuss about that. It would be my honor to work with you for any project.
Likewise. Likewise.
Okay, thank you once again.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye bye.
Bye.